Welcome to Life After Divorce, Honest Conversation for Women podcast. I'm Fiona May. This podcast is for women navigating separation, divorce, or the rebuilding that comes after, especially if you're feeling uncertain, emotionally tied, or questioning who you are now. Divorce changes more than a relationship. It can change your confidence, your identity, and your sense of what the future holds, even when the direction was the right one. Here, we have honest, grounded conversations about what life after divorce really looks like, emotionally, practically, and personally. Some episodes are conversational between myself and my co-host, Sandra Lee. Others include inspiring women and trusted experts who understand this chapter of life deeply. This space isn't about fixing you because you're not broken. It's about support, clarity, and reminding you that you're not alone as you move forward. I'm so glad you're here. Let's jump in and start with today's episode.
Today, we're diving into the extraordinary journey of self-discovery about your brand, about who you are. We've lived our lives as a daughter, maybe a sister, and then going into being a wife. And now it's our time to work out what this new identity might be. And it's a bit of a self-discovery journey here, because let's be honest, midlife isn't just about another chapter, it's about a whole new book. And we've got a lot ahead of us, ladies, many chapters, and you're the author. So it's exciting, an exciting time for us all. So here it is. I just wanted to share a few slides today on how to become an extraordinary journey of self-discovery, how to be on it and how to be controlling it and driving forward. This isn't just about surviving change. It's about creating your masterpiece. And together, we're going to explore how to shed old identities and embrace the amazing woman that you're becoming every day, a little bit towards it. So who am I? Rebuilding your sense of self. So this is all about rediscovering your core. When we were a child, we didn't even have to think about who we were. We just were, and we just became our true self every day. We woke up and we just shared what we were feeling, what we were thinking. We wanted to run through the fields or do something. We just did it. We did have to ask for permission, but we didn't ask ourselves for permission. But as we moved and we molded into what we felt society wanted us to become, we ended up creating and crafting a new identity that we felt fitted into what we felt was part of the rules that we didn't always know what they were, but we certainly felt there was a framework that we had to work within. So maybe you're feeling that weight of old roles, that mother, wife, career woman, and wondering who you are beyond them. And today we're not just talking about surviving change, we're talking about creating our masterpiece. So ladies, grab that cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's explore how to embrace the incredible woman that you are becoming. So we're going to just talk about how we're going to shed some of those old identities as well, because maybe they're not serving us anymore. So as we go through, it's letting go of labels from maybe wife to independent woman, if that's what we want to become. And it's about expansion. It's not about loss. It's about growing our balloon. It's about expanding that balloon to encompass more oxygen that we're taking up and in this space that we're choosing to be. We often hold on to outdated versions of ourselves because they feel safe. They feel like they're there. We know them. We know that identity, and others around us know it too. So quite often other people feel a little bit uncertain when we show up as a new identity, as somebody else other than not just we don't stop being a mother, but we might end up being a mother and maybe a partner to somebody else. Or we might end up being a mother and we might end up being somebody that's now independently single and wanting to travel and do exciting new things and not be available as much as maybe we're a grandparent and we're not around as much for the grandkids because we're now living our life. We're traveling through Europe, or we're planning a holiday, or we're going off with our girlfriends, or we've got a new partner. So all of these things change what other people's perspective of us is, and sometimes that's quite unsettling for them as well. So ask yourself, who am I beyond my roles? What parts of myself have I neglected and not been so excited about over time? And I've just let be. And now I'm picking them up and working out, do I want them still? Do I want these identities still? Do I want to still be a grandmother? Yeah, probably you do. So what does that framework look like? And what does potentially you choosing how you want to live your life look like? And how does the family fit in with you as opposed to you fitting in with your family? I spoke to this lady last weekend and she said, oh, my family just want me to sell my house. They're looking for a deposit for their property. They're buying. She's got a son and his new wife, and they've got 2 kids, one from a previous relationship and one together. And she said they want to get a few acres and they can't quite do it on their own. So they're trying to convince me to sell my property and to give them the funds, and they would then build or buy a small sort of like granny flat and put it on the corner of their block, and I'd live there. But she said, I'm going to end up looking after the kids 24/7 or whenever they need me at the drop of a hat, and probably helping with some of their chores and jobs, and probably around the block as well. She said, I really want this phase of my life to be seeing the grandkids for sure, but on my terms. I want to be able to be the grandma, not always the babysitter. And I want to be able to spend time with them as a family, not the one that's there doing all the chores and feeling like I'm responsible for that. So she said, I'm really at a point that I want to help them, but I also have another 40, 50 years left. She was in her mid 50s. So she's still really young, like me and like you probably. And we've got a lot ahead of us, ladies, that we've got a plan for and not to give up on. So letting go isn't rejection, it's an evolution. So think about it as pruning a tree. You're not destroying it, you're making space for new, stronger, healthier growth to come through. And that's new thinking as well. So what now? How do you step into this new version of yourself with confidence and without upsetting everyone around you, but also being confidently doing it so that you end up in a place that you're happy with? So letting go of labels, that self-defined identity. Now, you write your story. You get to do this. This is your creation. If you're thinking, I don't know what that story is, and I'm not even sure what my identity should be, well, this is your opportunity to maybe take some time, take some space, create the space if you need to be able to get really clear and look at what you want in life. I heard this the other day and I think it's a great idea. And one person, they were coming up for 60 and they were a few years off, but they said, I'm going to plan 60 things I want to do before I'm 60. And I said, 60 things? And they said, yeah, I have never seen snow, or I've never seen Japan and I really want to go to Japan. And I've never, ever walked and done a hike and I really want to do that. So over a couple of days. So she started writing this list of 60 things to do before she's 60. And her friend was there and she said, hang on, I'm 65. And she said, you're going to have to do 65 things before you're 65. So this is, you can make it whatever you want it to be, but this is a great way and a great way of thinking ahead. Don't think of it as a bucket list. Think of it as something that's an achievement list. This financial independence, building your secure foundation, making sure that you are really clear about you've got enough money to slide in sideways, doing all the fun things you want to do. And if finances is going to be something that is a concern for you with superannuation, how you're going to manage things, should you go to a self-managed fund, should you rely on other people's advice or investment opportunities, or should you sell something and downsize or change, whatever it is, get good advice and get referrals. And these are really important to make sure that you're super confident with the decisions that you're making and you are across what they mean to you going forward. So get good advice, speak to an accountant, speak to a financial advisor if you need to. And a lot of super funds even have free financial advice as well. So there's even a pathway to retirement that you could be considering. And for the younger ones, making sure that you're looking after how you're building not just your cash flow as you're going along, but your actual asset base too, and in different areas. And this emotional freedom, quite often this is the first time in our life that we don't have somebody wagging us. We're the dog, the cat that's wagging the tail, and we've got control over our lives. Our kids are becoming more independent and they're moving on, or they're at home and we're able to, ask them for rent. And sometimes they move on as a result, but that's okay. And it's you letting go. It's you taking control of you, planning your life so that you feel whole and complete as you, as opposed to being a mum. and because you are your name, your entity, your identity, and your kids. You've done a good job. Let them grow, let them go, and let them go out there and live their full life and make mistakes and be there to support them and be there to celebrate with them and do all the things that you want to do as a mum. But know that this is your time and live your life. You've done so much for everybody else. Moving forward with confidence is really easier said than done at times if we don't have a plan. Once we have a plan and we can put into place some strategy steps and some actions and have some support around us that can make a massive difference. So as we go through, it's cultivating your tribe. Who is it that you're surrounding yourself with? People that really see your potential and not your past. Sometimes we use our past to define us and hold us back, and other times we use our past to leverage and to propel us forward because it's things that have happened. People can use it as a reason to stay stuck, or because something has happened, they've used it as a reason to project forward. Now, this is your time and it's your choice how to go back and pick apart things that have happened and use it to empower you or disempower you. And your thinking is around people that you're having around you, people that are going to be lifting you up and being the wind beneath your wings, as opposed to clipping your wings as well. And celebrate every victory. This is a big start, and it's something that I just cannot say enough to people, that they should be out there telling people what a great job they're doing, but also acknowledging themselves what a great job they've done in some areas. As a parent, you stop and go, I've done okay and I've done the best I could. And now I'm going forward in a different role as a parent as well. So small steps create massive momentum, and acknowledge your courage every day. Even if you're jumping out of bed and going, today I could jump out of bed and I'm breathing, I'm awake, I'm going for a walk. These are the things that we can celebrate and we can actually acknowledge and be grateful for. Embracing new challenges. Each obstacle conquers that we go through, that we conquer, can build our resilience muscle that maybe we've forgotten we had. But we are resilient. We've got to hear. We are tough. We've got to hear. And we are powerful, and we are inspiring to many others that we don't even realize. Take a moment, be grateful, and really acknowledge the amazing things you are doing and have done, and just breathe into them and just lean into them and do more of that and enjoy your life. And that envisions your future. Your past has prepared you for an incredible new next chapter. It's got you to here. So now you have an opportunity of being able to look at what you would like to do going forward. What would be something that would super excite you and make you just want to jump forward and jump out of bed? And that's what gets curious for us. Instead of fearing the unknown, approach it with curiosity. What excites you? What have you always wanted to do, but you've put it off because you've been the mother, you've been the lover, you've been the wife, you've been the sister, you've been the carer. This is your chance to rewrite your story. Words shape reality. Instead of saying, I used to be a wife or I used to be married, try, I am becoming. I'm becoming an amazing artist, or I'm becoming a world traveler, or I'm becoming a present grandma when I choose to be. Midlife isn't an ending, it's a launch pad. And find people who see your potential, see your soul, and see your shining light inside, and encourage your reinvention and don't hold you back. This isn't about proving your worth, because you don't need to. It's about reclaiming it. When you release outdated identities, you open space for something greater, an abundant mindset. Instead of focusing on what's gone, focus on what's possible. Focus on what's next. Focus on that exciting future ahead. And ask yourself, if I fully embraced my new identity, what would my life, or what could my life look like? And visualize it. Start thinking ahead about where would I be and how would it look and who would be around me. Abundance isn't just financial. It's your energy. It's your relationships. It's your joy, your inner joy, and it's choosing to believe that the best is still ahead of you. It is, ladies. It's your choice to choose whether it is ahead of you or whether you're going to get stuck in this space. Attend our own transformative event. These are a few things you could be looking at doing. We run Women on Transitions, Reset Your Life and Shine events all around Australia and most of the capital cities. So check them out, have a look, see if this is something for you. These are exciting weekends that you can connect with like-minded people, learn great tools, and work away some positive strategies that you can be putting down and action steps so you can create that massive momentum going forward. Or if you don't want to wait for a 3-day event, you can book in a coaching call. And you can also access healing resources on our website, womenontransition.com. There's a lot of free resources on there, and there's a monthly membership of Connected Women as well. So there's lots to do. And I love being a witness to seeing people seeing themselves and seeing their ability come back and reclaiming their identity, because that's why we do what we do. That's what gets us up early, and that's what makes us excited about every day. We hear these amazing stories from women who felt that they had expired in their chapter of their life and they found it hard to navigate to find a new identity. And yet once they just sat in it and let it go, and then they worked out how to heal and grow and surrounded themselves with the right people and set in place a strategy, and they did a process to get there through their own healing, just they're unstoppable. And that's what I want for every one of you, to be unstoppable. So it's choosing to be unstoppable. It's choosing that there's no limits, and it's choosing that it's still the best is still ahead. So if not now, when? So now is your time, and don't go past another day without choosing you.
So thank you for spending time with us today. I know conversations like this can sometimes stir up emotion. So if something resonated with you, just take a moment to be gentle with yourself. Life after divorce can often feel isolating, but you don't have to do this alone. So if you would like some extra support or connection or guidance, you can learn more about our coaching programs, our 3-day events, and our community at womenontransition.com. And if this episode was helpful, you're more than welcome to subscribe, share it with another woman who might need it, or leave us a positive review. It all helps to make more women be able to find our space. So until next time, remember, you're not broken. This chapter doesn't have to define you. It's simply part of your becoming. See you next time.